are more reasons why a man will leave a woman he loves. And these reasons are the reasons where a man plays the second fiddle. There you have it. It's loss of attraction. This usually happens with older marriages, older relationships, and the couple doesn't take time, invest time to work on their marriage to keep the sparks flying. The couple that doesn't take any initiative to keep the sparks flying, to keep the love burning, to keep the fire burning in their relationship. Either they get busy with their own lives or with work and don't feel it's necessary for them to even spend any time together. Emotional incompatibility. This is a very serious problem, and it comes to the front when the first attraction wears off, when the initial attraction wears off. People get attracted to each other for a variety of reasons. And the first one is physical attraction. Physical features on the person. Lack of emotional bonding is one of them. Listen, we know by now that men look for emotional stability in a relationship. Men are not driven by sexual desire. No. Men get into long-term relationships for emotional stability. If for any reason like lack of respect or incompatibility, he feels like he's not emotionally stable to be in that relationship. And if he feels like his emotional stability is being threatened, he backs off. He is bound to lose interest in the relationship. Next, lack of respect. Listen, a relationship begins with love and mutual attraction, but this is not enough to keep it long. It's not enough. This is not enough to make it work. There are other things like respect and trust that give it a special, strong foundation. If there is no respect in a relationship, it cannot survive in the long run. A man deserves respect as much as a woman deserves it. If a man is constantly ignored, humiliated, and criticized, he is bound to feel bad about it. If he is not respected for who he is and what he is bound to lose interest in the relationship. And as long as there is no respect, he will always be searching for it and be searching for greener pastures. Next, the success of a woman may threaten him into leaving the marriage, even if he still loves the woman. This is very unfortunate, but sadly, it happens with some men. If a woman becomes too successful in her career, in her business, the man may feel threatened about it and end up dumping her. This happens because he compares his own failures with the success the woman has achieved. He also thinks that the woman may not give priority to the relationship. He thinks that the woman gives more priority to her work, her career, and her bosses. He starts to doubt the future of the marriage and then leaves. So in this case, sitting together with your man and clarifying issues, clarifying his fears and talking about them will help to save the relationship. If the fears are found to be baseless, the couple can sit together, talk about the future, plan and take a more optimistic view of the future and create a loving relationship. Next is comparison. Never compare your ex to your man. Never compare any man to your man. Every person is unique. Every man is unique. If your ex was very good, if your ex was very nice, why are you with this man? Why did you have to choose to be with this man and keep comparing him with your ex? So, the moment you start comparing your man with another man, or your ex, or your father, or whichever man you, or your brother, men can't stand it. It takes a toll on the relationship. It destabilizes them emotionally. And when you overdo it, they sometimes choose to leave the relationship, to break up with you, and you stay with your ex or your father or your mother or your brother or whatever. Do not compare him. He is unique. See the positives he has and build on them. Don't look at the negatives. Failure to agree. Unfortunately, most divorces today happen on these grounds. Failure to agree to disagree and remain in harmony. And failure to agree. Everyone wants to be the boss, especially if both of you are bringing in the money. The disagreements lead to constant fighting, which takes a toll on the relationship. Decisions like having children, how many children, how to raise the children, buying a house, buying land, investments, all those major decisions, a couple has to make major decisions together time and again. So, if the way you perceive things are very different and you do not want to come to terms to decide on how to mutually agree what to take, it takes a toll on the relationship. It makes you keep on fighting many times. Men cannot stand constant nagging. They want a loving and caring relationship. If a woman always nags and whines, the man tends to feel disgusted. So, these negative emotions take a heavy toll on the relationship. Sadly, in most cases, women don't even realize or believe that it's their behavior that makes the men leave. They accuse the men of being cruel and harsh and bad. When a woman overnags, complains to a man about everything, criticizing them, cautioning them, no man can put up with a nagging woman. Next is emotional codependence. Look, too much emotional dependence is harmful to people. When someone starts depending on another person for happiness, sadness, overall well-being, everything emotional about them, they heap it on the man. They carry all their emotional baggage and heap it on him as if he doesn't have his baggage. It stifles personal growth. So, in the long run, this will become a major problem in the relationship because there is no any space left for personal things. Everyone in life needs time for their friends, their hobbies, the things they love, their families. Now, if being in this relationship hinders them from visiting their friends, being with their families, taking on their hobbies, doing the things they like, even working, then that relationship has become a problem. You make the man feel caged. Some women think that by holding on to their men, interfering with anything in their life will keep them to themselves. No, once he feels caged, he will want to break the cage and run. If you are the type of woman whose life depends on your man, you feel like you can't breathe without him seated there. You are too much on him. You're making him feel suffocated. These men want their freedom. That's why women who always want to control the lives of their men by clinging so much on their men, being very clingy, end up being alone. These women find themselves alone after some time because men can't take it anymore. Next is the fear of losing freedom. Now, for the women who get too possessive, you get too possessive to the extent that the man feels he has no room to breathe. Sometimes the man feels like his freedom is being threatened. He is losing his freedom. And sometimes they are these men who look at you caring for them, look at you loving them, look at you checking on them, and they confuse it with interference. They feel that you are taking their freedom away from them. You're interfering in their lives. You're being too much. They can't breathe around you. So they back off. They break the relationship. Most men are driven by fear. They have commitment phobia. In most cases, this phobia comes about by the stories they hear their friends talking. They hear it from their friends out there. So they end up reading the signals of love and care wrongly. They think you're interfering. They think you want to cage them. They think you want to suffocate them. They think you want to control them. Men always imagine and read signals wrong. For example, if he comes late from office, he comes maybe past midnight, and the wife asks him where he has been, he will instead view it as prying. Instead of seeing it that the wife was worried sick about where his husband was. Maybe his husband had a problem. Why didn't he communicate? What was happening? Was he okay? Same thing, when a wife asks the man to stop drinking or smoking because she cares about his life, she cares about his well-being, he will perceive it as if she's trying to control him. So, the fear of losing freedom and being a laughing stock to his friends out there will force this man to break up, especially men who seek people's opinions, who want to please their friends out there. Men who cannot take decisions from themselves, who cannot decide what is wrong and what is right for themselves. So, what men should do, however, is to try to understand the women. Sit down with your woman, talk it out, understand whether this woman is trying to control you or actually caring for you and wanting a better life for you. Voicing how you feel as a man, talking about your feelings will fix that problem. You do not have to run from the relationship to feel free. Another one is when she tries to fix him. When a woman is too judgmental, always complaining, too demanding, the guy may think she is trying to fix him. Criticizing every mistake, interfering in all matters of his life and providing all solutions to everything that comes up in his life. It makes them feel like children, feel like they are stupid. It makes them feel like they don't understand what they are doing. This is a great turn-off for most men. Number 19, competitive attitude. Have you ever seen a couple where a man and a woman compete with each other vehemently? You cannot expect them to be cordial to each other. Naturally, a lot of bitterness exists, which makes the two drift apart from each other. And in most cases, it is the man who ends up calling it quits. Now, last but not least, as to why a man will wake up one day and leave he loves. intellectual disparity. Some people think that men get in a relationship because of sex. Think again. On the contrary, most men do not enter a relationship because of sex and physical appearance of the woman. They look at qualities like how intelligent a woman is, how confident a woman is, the sense of humor of that woman, and self-reliance. They seek women who will match their levels of intelligence. For them, a relationship becomes successful if it offers intellectual stimulation, if it can provide mental stimulation. They want a woman who will present ideas, who will present solutions to issues and problems, a woman who will bring programs to the table, a woman who will assess and assert issues, a woman who is intelligent, confident, and intellectual. Men want a woman of value, a woman of substance, and sadly, if a woman fails to achieve that intellectuality, to achieve that substance, that is why I'm always telling you ladies, add value to yourself. Don't just sit in a man's home or in a relationship and think you have made it in life and think you have reached, you have arrived. Keep working on yourself. Keep working on your looks. Keep working on your brain. Keep working on yourself. Add value to yourself. Instead of depreciating, appreciating value. Listen, it is not easy to leave a relationship, to just break up and leave a marriage. After you have invested money, time, finances, emotions in that marriage. So, if a man wakes up and goes and leaves you, understand that this man has been frustrated with you, that he has reached the breaking point. Some men will leave you but will not tell you. They will leave you in the house. They will keep giving you money, financial upkeep, but you don't see them. They go and start their life. And if one day you just make a mistake of leaving, of going away, he says good riddance. He closes the doors, he changes the locks, he lets you go for good. If you're there waiting for him to plead for you, to come for you, he never comes because he's happy you left. You know why? He reached the breaking point. These men had to, but he may not know how to express it. So, he lets you have your way. Maybe you are the type who always nags him, who wants to criticize him, who shows that you are always right. You don't want to be told anything. He lets you have your way and slowly reaches the breaking point. So, you have had all this time to see all these things happening, to see that you are over-nagging, to see that you're not adding value to yourself, to see that you're not taking care of yourself. You've had all this time and you have ignored and neglected it. If you see signs of frustration in your man, it's time to do something about it. This business of being in a comfort zone, in a marriage, thinking you arrived, thinking you finished, thinking you made it in life, should stop women, should stop if you want to keep your marriage and your man for longer. So, thank you so much for watching my video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Click on the notifications bell so that every time I post a video, you get notified. Follow my handles. Facebook is at Nora82. Instagram is Iam_Nora. Twitter is at Nora Chariba. Thank you. I love you. See you in the next video. Bye.